Hey, if you want to support more content on this channel and also get some sweet anime merch, check out AnimeUproar.com. We have original exclusive designs by pro artist Kuzomari like this Escanor Praise the Sun shirt. Link in the description. What is up everybody, it's Animac here for AnimeUproar, and I recently made a video ranking the entire goddess clan from weakest to strongest. And of course that means that I had to do a lot of research on the goddess clan and on the truth about the holy war that happened 3,000 years ago. And one thing really stood out to me about the actions and ideology of the goddess clan. A dark secret and ugly truth that comes to light more and more as the story develops. This secret not only makes the story itself a lot more interesting and complex than it appears at first glance, but it can actually teach us a lot more about our own world, which also has its own dark secrets and ugly truths. And just like in the 7 Deadly Sins, these truths may not be so obvious at first glance, but they can be discovered if we look closely. And of course, if you like this type of content and you want to see more, you can leave a like to let me know. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you want to make video requests in the future or just stay in touch with all the latest updates here on the channel, be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at AnimeUproar. Quick warning, this video will include manga spoilers. The dark truth about the goddess clan is only becoming apparent now in the manga, so there is no way to avoid spoilers. Now, when I watched the first season of the 7 Deadly Sins anime, and especially those earlier episodes, I honestly thought that this series was going to be just a light-hearted comedy. Some jokes here, some sexual innuendos there, and a lot of over-the-top magical battles. I thought that the story would be very simplistic and the characters would be your average good guys and bad guys, and in the end the good guys would win and the bad guys would lose. Simple, easy, no problem. Except at the end of season 1, with the holy knights injecting themselves with demon blood to become stronger, and some of the knights being killed or turned into monsters because of how their body reacted to the demon blood, I could tell that this series was becoming more serious and more mature. I was intrigued. And because there was no season 2 at the time, I decided to read the manga because I literally did not have the patience to wait. I had to see what happens next. And as I read the manga, I started to see the story develop from a lighthearted magical comedy to something more complex and more profound. As we got the backstories of the 7 Deadly Sins, as we learned about the curses that were placed on Meliodas and Elizabeth, and as we began to learn the truth about the holy war from 3,000 years ago, the truth behind the conflict between the demon clan and the goddess clan, I started to really appreciate the quality of the writing and the important lessons that this fantastical story about giants, fairies, and demons has to teach us about the real world, our world. When we are first introduced to demons in the story, we see them destroying the Fairy King's forest and killing Elaine, we see their blood being used to turn people into monsters, and we see the 10 Commandments attacking humans and ruthlessly consuming human souls as soon as they are able to escape the coffin of eternal darkness. Clearly, at this point, our opinion of the demons is very negative. These are dangerous, bloodthirsty, ruthless creatures that pose an existential threat to humans and all other beings around them. And even though we also find out that Meliodas is actually a member of the demon clan, when we learn that he betrayed the demons and sided with the goddesses and other races against the demon clan in the Holy War, we tell ourselves that Meliodas is an exception. He must have seen that the demon clan was evil and dangerous, and that is why he turned against them, because he didn't want to be evil like them. The demons are the bad guys. The demons are villains. They are demons after all, so how could they be anything other than evil? And on the other hand, when we learn about the goddess clan, these angelic, divine creatures who remind us of heaven and light and purity, our first instinct is to think that these are the good guys. The goddesses represent what is good, true, and sacred, and they are the ones fighting against the evil and dangerous demons. I mean, the goddess clan members have beautiful white angel wings, so what else could they be except the good guys? It's simple, easy. But the truth is, it isn't simple at all. And this is what we learn as the story goes on. as we begin to really learn about the Holy War from 3,000 years ago, around chapter 203 of the manga, we realize that the Goddess Clan, at least the majority of the Goddess Clan, is actually extremely brutal and ruthless. Even though they are allied with the humans and other races against the demons during the Holy War, the goddesses don't actually care about their allies. The goddesses, and the Archangel Ludoshel in particular, are so obsessed with exterminating the entire demon clan that they don't differentiate between demons who are innocent and haven't done anything wrong, and the demons who actually attack and kill others. The goddesses simply want to kill every single demon. And of course, if they did succeed in exterminating the demons, their biggest rivals, the Goddess Clan would conveniently ensure that they are by far the most powerful and dominant out of all the clans. Most of the goddesses are so extreme in their beliefs that they are willing to take innocent demons hostage to lure out the 10 Commandments and then kill all the hostages without remorse. And if that wasn't enough, the Goddess Clan mercilessly kills their own allies if the allies get in the way of exterminating the demons. In the manga, we learn about a human named Ro, whose entire village was massacred by the Goddess Clan because they were suspected of helping a demon who had passed through the village. Even though this particular demon was kind and good and didn't do anything bad to anyone. Just for helping him, the entire village, including women and children, were all slaughtered by the Goddess Clan in order to teach the humans a lesson, which is to never help a demon under any circumstances. The treatment of humans by the goddesses was so bad during the previous Holy War that Ro and other humans who were also victimized by the Goddess Clan turned against them and infiltrated Stigma in order to kill as many members of the Goddess Clan as possible. And even though that Holy War took place over 3,000 years ago, it seems clear that the Goddess Clan still has pretty much the same worldview when it comes to both the demons and other races such as the humans. The Archangel Ludoshel still wants to exterminate all the demons without mercy, and he is willing to use humans and their bodies, such as the body of Princess Margaret, in order to achieve his goals without caring about what actually happens to the vessel itself. Similarly, when she was summoned by Denzel, the goddess Nerobasta took possession of his body, but instead of showing any compassion for the humans who summoned her, she attempted to escape and leave the humans who were there to die. One ability that higher ranked goddesses can use is called the Breath of Bless, and this is also a fascinating detail in the story. Breath of Bless bestows extra strength onto a person of the goddess's choosing, but it also brainwashes that person into becoming fanatically loyal to the Goddess Clan, to the point that they would even sacrifice their own lives just to do whatever the goddess wants them to do. This ability, Breath of Bless, is the perfect embodiment of the Goddess Clan ideology. They want to use humans and other creatures as tools in their crusade against the demons, but they do not value the wishes or the lives of these creatures. It doesn't matter to the goddesses how many humans or fairies or giants die as long as they achieve their own goals, which is the total annihilation of the demons, their biggest rivals. What's more, as we've heard repeatedly from the goddesses and archangels like Ludoshel and Mael, the Goddess Clan believes that the demons are filthy, impure creatures and that it is the Goddess Clan's duty to destroy them all. And not only that, but most members of the Goddess Clan believe that they are actually doing the demons a favor by killing them, because according to the goddesses, it is more compassionate to brutally murder a demon than to allow it to continue living. And while there are members of the Goddess Clan who reject this extremist approach, including Elizabeth and Jenna and Zaneri, we just need to look at what happened to these three and it is easy to see how the majority of the goddesses feel. Elizabeth was cursed by the supreme deity, her own mother, for daring to fall in love with a demon, and Jenna and Zaneri had to possess human bodies in order to hide from the Goddess Clan because their decision to stop supporting the war against the demons made them traitors and targets for elimination in the eyes of the goddesses. This theme of the self-righteous cruelty and brutality of the Goddess Clan keeps coming up again and again as the story progresses. But does this then mean that all the demons are actually good? If the Goddess Clan are not really the good guys, then their enemies, the demons, must be the good guys. That would be the simplest way to tell a story, but as I said before, this story is not as simple as it first appears. It is actually complex and nuanced, just like real life. Many of the demons are indeed cruel and ruthless, We know that the Demon King curses his own son Meliodas for disobeying him, and many demons do commit terrible acts against other creatures, including humans, killing them, enslaving them, and devouring their souls. But even so, there are good demons out there, including of course Meliodas and the original Gother, who didn't want to hurt anyone and did his best to stop the Holy War. And we see some other demons who start off as ruthless, like Derriere, Monspeed, and Fraudrin, actually change and learn to care about other creatures, including humans, as the story goes on. So this isn't a story about clear-cut good guys and bad guys. Despite being a fantasy, this is a story that includes realistic characters and realistic relationships. There are some good people and some bad people in each clan, and there are those who are able to change and develop as characters once they get to know more about their so-called enemies and realize that these enemies are not all bad. And this clearly reflects the reality of our own world. The extremism and cruelty of the Goddess clan and their religious conviction that all the demons must be exterminated in many ways references extremists in our own world. From the Spanish conquistadors who forced the natives of South America to convert to Christianity or suffered terrible consequences, to the Ottoman Turks who forced Eastern European Christians to convert to Islam or suffered terrible consequences. Not to mention the tragic events of the Salem witch trials, where women were accused of being witches and then executed allegedly for their own good, because their executioners believed that it was better for them to die than to live as impure demonic creatures. As a small child, I lived through the civil war in the former Yugoslavia, and I witnessed firsthand how people tend to act like whichever side they belong to is always right, and the other side is pure evil and responsible for all the bad things that happen. I am Serbian, but I was never foolish enough to think that all Croatians were bad or that all Serbs were good. Because of course, there are good people and bad people on all sides. In fact, my mom's best friend is Croatian, and because she married a Serbian man, she often faced problems, and she ended up having to move to Serbia from Croatia because she was constantly criticized for marrying a Serb. And I can relate this personal experience back to the 7 Deadly Sins, where we clearly see that there are good people and bad people in every clan, including the goddesses and the demons. And of course, Elizabeth and Meliodas are the perfect example of a mixed marriage. Two members of rival clans who end up being cursed by their own parents and accused of treason by their clan just because they fell in love with the wrong person. And this is why I feel that the story of the 7 Deadly Sins really speaks to me, and why I think that it is a lot deeper than it first appears. As the story continues in the manga, honestly it just keeps getting better and better as we learn more about the demons, the goddesses, and the real truth about the Holy War. Even though it takes place in a fantasy world with magical creatures and legendary weapons, the story of the 7 Deadly Sins has a lot to teach us, and the themes that it tackles are clearly applicable to our own world. This is why I love this series and why I think that the manga is better now than it has ever been, and it's also why I keep recommending to everyone that I know to read this manga. But let me know what you guys think. What do you think about the way that the conflict between the goddess and demon clans has been portrayed in the 7 Deadly Sins? Do you believe that there are more mysteries about the previous Holy War that we are yet to discover? Maybe something more linked to the original Gother? And how do you think that the story will end? Let me know down in the comments. I always love hearing from you. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more content along these lines, you can leave a like to let me know. And if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at AnimeUproar for all the latest updates. And if you'd like to support more content like this in the future, you can check out our online store where we have original anime-inspired merch like this Praise the Sun shirt created by pro artist Kuzomari. A big thank you to Della Mancha 2 for allowing me to use his art in this video, including these colored images of Mael. Check out his DeviantArt page and show some love, link in the description. As always, thank you all so much for watching, I really appreciate it, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.